Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Going On Daily Live. I am Becky here with Miss JJ on this. What day is it? Thursday?
Thursday, the 3rd.
This week has flown by. You guys have holidays, I guess, tomorrow?
We do. Tomorrow, but most places around us are doing the fireworks tonight, which
Why?
is,
That doesn't even make sense.
I don't know. It's weird.
I don't understand. Isn't like tomorrow's a big day?
Everybody's working today, so it's like, you know.
I guess they want to party tonight so
guess.
they can be hungover all day tomorrow. But like, you can also watch the fireworks. I mean, how often does July 4th fall on a Friday? Like, this is
Right.
It's bizarre. It's
Well,
a
there's
holiday
only-
for the Jurassic
see,
World
like
tonight.
There's only one city in the area that is doing fireworks on the 4th tomorrow, and that is where your cousins live, Little Easley.
Oh, really?
They're the only ones. It's like out of like the 13 little towns around us, everybody's doing it tonight. But Easley staying strong to the 4th.
They're purists. Okay. It's probably because my cousin's boyfriend went there, guns blazing, literally. And been like, this is tradition, July 4th.
That's right.
Okay, interesting. Danny is here. Good morning, Danny.
Morning,
You're here early this morning. 7 a.m. Danny's time.
Oh.
Early. You know,
you're 8 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, it's early enough, right? When we first started the show, we were 7 a.m. my time, and it was rough. And then we changed it for me, actually. It's too early for me. Nobody is good at 7 a.m. So we have got a good whipped together show today.
Oh, yes.
Excited for this. Before we get into it, I have updates about our socials. We have 80 bazillion new socials that we are on. So first of all, watch us live on YouTube and Twitch. So YouTube is Rhode Island Broadcasting. Twitch is RI_broadcasting, where you can support the show with bits. But now we are also live on Kick and Rumble at Rhode Island Broadcasting. So you can definitely watch us live over there. I like Twitch, but Twitch glitches for me for whatever reason. So then I switch over to YouTube. If ever I'm commenting, you'll see I comment from different platforms. But YouTube, all we want from YouTube is to be able to close the app and still listen. You know, that's all we want on YouTube. We can't, but Twitch you can. So I'm like, I'm torn. And I don't know about Kick and Rumble, but I'm going to try them out and see what happens. We are also on a whole bunch of other socials as well. So you can watch and listen to the show, not live, but after the fact at Odyssey. That's this little guy right here. And then U42. And then Red Circle and Spotify. And what is that one here? Tune in. You can just listen to the show. You can't see our morning faces here, but you can listen to the show, which sounds okay to me, honestly. 10 seconds before the show was on, I'm just like,
you're putting your face on.
Let's put my face on. Yeah. Because again, who looks good in this hour? Nobody. And of course, follow us on all of our socials. MeWe, TikTok, LinkedIn. We have now Blue Sky, Space Hey, X, RI Broadcasting, or Broadcasting RI. And of course, on Patreon at RI Broadcasting, where you can get yourself some swag to support our show.
That's right. I'm amazed at where we are. Like, I have another podcast, but I'm not on nearly all these channels.
No.
Like,
I upload to Spotify, Rumble, and YouTube, and then Spotify puts it on Apple, and that is it. And maybe other ones. I don't know how Spotify works. It puts it on some others.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's video. I don't know if it's audio.
You're like, we're everywhere. Good job, Ron.
Good job,
I've never heard of like Rumble. Or Mayway.
So Rumble, I
Rumble.
switched to Rumble because YouTube kept taking down my videos for medical misinformation, and all I was doing was just trying to share, like,
Your journey.
things that worked for Ashley and I for cancer, and YouTube kept taking it down and putting us in YouTube jail. We were on a 2-week jail. One more mess up and we're gone. So we made a Rumble because you can pretty much post whatever you want on Rumble. The
Like a
caveat,
TikTok, right?
yeah, well,
Like,
even TikTok would take down our videos
uh,
for medical misinformation. There are certain things that you don't go against, and that is the pharmaceutical.
oh, I've been following. You've been following the Diddy trials. You need to give an update.
I've been watching, but I don't know any updates lately. I know Danny's been watching. So
Oh,
Danny, in the comments, let us know.
you
But
need to let us know what is the update.
there's been a lot of
Because didn't he get it?
I heard it's being dropped.
Well, it's like he only got charged 2 like misdemeanor or something. It wasn't near what. Yeah, he got off. Yeah.
He got off multiple times, Ron. Multiple.
With baby oil.
Here's the thing, like, are you a billionaire and go to jail? Very rarely.
No.
Very rarely. Okay, I don't know, like, give $20 million to a charity. Let's call it a day. Don't get me wrong. I don't think what he's done is great, but I also think there's a heck of a lot more people involved
Right.
than just Diddy. So I don't know. Is it fair to send just one of them to the wolves? Probably not.
Right.
Not when they're all involved.
That's right. Unless
I
he
don't know.
spills, breaks down the whole.
Yeah, but then someone's going to kill him. So then his life's on the line. This is the issue. It's like, why does nobody come out and say what's going on? It's because of death. That's why. So find some like secluded beach location somewhere where no one knows where you are. Get off grid, take your billions of dollars and just whistle blow like crazy.
Right. Right.
That's what I'm looking for.
It was a payoff. I agree.
100%. There's no way that it's not. It's the same with Epstein. It's the same as really anyone that goes down for this. They send somebody to the wolves. This is all we focus on. Well, all the other celebrities are like, oh shit, whoopsies. Oh, yeah. Anyways, Danny, if you're still listening, let us know what's going on here.
The judge probably went to the parties.
This is just it.
Or their kids and their
Or political people.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine that multiple past members of the government have been to said parties, and why wouldn't you? It's like a celebrity thing to be
right
in politics now as well.
Mm.
So, okay, well, let's get on to more, I don't know, good news, bad news, however you want to look at it. This is sort of like a half glass half full, half glass empty sort of situation. I guess it depends on your opinion. I personally
We're always half glass full. We're always half glass full.
We'll see, though. I'm interested to see your thoughts on this.
Okay.
So remember last summer in the Summer Olympics, there was quite a bit of controversy about this boxer below me. Not a man. This is a woman, quote unquote woman. There was a lot of speculation that this woman had XY chromosomes.
Right.
Or
they thought it was a trans.
Yeah, I think that's what it came out. You know how the internet is. It's the Wild West. It came out that this was a trans person. I mean, if you think about it, where the person is from, Algeria, unlikely that they're sending a trans person, from a Muslim country like Algeria. Just a thought. So yeah, this person won the gold very significantly, was quite a bit stronger than her counterparts. So now it's come under review that she should actually return her Olympic gold medal.
What?
So it says that Umar Kremlev, he's the president of the International Boxing Association, or IBA for short, has demanded that this boxer, her name is Ayman Kilef, return her gold medal from the 66 kilogram boxing event from the Paris Olympics. The call follows the release of medical reports suggesting that Iman has XY chromosomes, like I said. So there's a bit of a background to this. So in 2023, she was barred from the IBA Women's World Championship after tests reported that she had male chromosomes.
Mm.
Granted, you can be born XY, like what is it? Hermaphrodite, is that what it's called? Born with both parts,
Or
and then
intersex. Yeah.
intersex. Yes, that's right. Hermaphrodite. What am I? The 90s? Sorry, my bad. Um, so yes, intersex, and I mean, yeah, in that case, like, yeah, you could choose to live a certain way, but you will favor both sides, right? In this
Right.
case, it's strength and ability. And like again, I'm no feminist, but like men will beat you every time in a boxing match.
Right.
Every time. It doesn't matter how strong you are. If you're the best boxer in the world, if you box a man, even just an average man, he'll
Right.
probably knock you out. That's just biology. So the Olympic eligibility came, and so despite the IBA, again, the International Boxing Association's stance, the International Olympic Committee and its Paris boxing unit cleared her to compete, stating that her female passport and life history was enough for her to compete as a woman.
Okay.
So she won the gold, obviously, by a landslide. Her Olympic bout also then sparked controversy because her opponent, Angela Carini, she was an Italian person that she faced in the Olympics, withdrew, citing a very hard punch. Like one punch, this girl went down.
Like out. Oh.
And then that's when all the information spread about her being biologically male again. So, anyways, the president here of the International Boxing Association, Kremlev, has said in a recent interview that they've urged her to be, or urged the association to have her stripped of her Olympic title and return her medal. He argues that her medal was awarded under fraudulent conditions after tests failed in 2022 and 2023. So according to this guy, the IBA has given her 21 days to appeal the court or via the Court of Arbitration for Sports, which she then did not do. The IBA lacks jurisdiction to enforce its demand, so it's up to the International Olympic Committee to decide what's going on. So the International Olympic Committee stands by its original decision, citing a process that respected legal documentation, so for her passport, and then did its due process accordingly. But the World Boxing Association is in it too. It's a new body, so a new governing
Right.
association is requiring all adult competitors to undergo chromosome testing. I mean, here's the thing: it's one thing for like I don't know soccer, uh, what else is swimming, but
Right.
like you're putting like people's faces, their brains
Right.
at jeopardy here when you have if whatever quote unquote biologically male hitting them in the face. Like that's pretty significant. It's not like they lost in a race to them, lost in a
Right.
swimming race. They're getting hit in the head. So excuse me, they require all athletes to go under chromosome testing, which she has not appeared for any testing, which then bars her from any future world boxing events.
Wow.
She's vocally denied all allegations, insisted on her female identity, and challenged the International Boxing Association's claims in court and condemned what she calls political or a disinformation campaign. So,
Well,
I
it's
don't
no
know.
different to me. It's like it's just another testing. I mean, they have to do rigorous
Drug
drug
testing. Yeah, of
testing.
course.
I mean, the steroids, the testosterone. I mean,
Exactly.
right. Like, so it's just
Exactly.
one
Human
more
growth
test.
hormone, whatever.
Right.
You're right. And because it's safety. So
Right.
to me, I hate don't get me wrong, I hate to say it for this person, that sucks, but I think it's a win because you're putting women's safety, you're putting human safety
Right.
on the line here. So I mean, but again, it's sort of a gray area because if she was born intersex but has always lived as a woman, should she be demonized for that? Probably
Right.
not. And I also think
And
like
not just lived as the intersex. It's like she has female genitalia.
mhm,
She just happens to have the chromosomes.
right, which I mean, even if you had female like if you have female genitalia, yeah, you look like a woman, but like if you still have the chromosomes, like you're still strong.
Right.
right? Or you're still built like a man. And she's jacked. She is a jacked woman. Okay,
Right.
I would not want to get in the ring with her.
Well, and if you have those, you're more likely to have a higher propensity of testosterone. You're
Right.
able to be leaner, fit. Like there's just some DNA.
For sure. Just
You
some
know,
basic biology.
right?
So, yeah, I mean, but I also think too, like the Olympic Committee made its decision for that particular scenario. I don't think she should be stripped of it. I think like going forward, vet it better or
Yeah,
like have a guideline that you actually follow. I mean, it should be standardized between the Olympic Committee, the boxing committee, the world
yeah.
boxing,
If you're going to compete at that level, it should be consistent.
Yeah, Danny, I will read your comments, but we haven't gotten there yet, my friend. Calm yourself. Just kidding, Danny. Love you.
We're on the gold medalist.
We're on the gold medalist. Yeah. So anyway, that's what's happening. It says that the International Boxing Association's pressure may persist, but medal revocation appears unlikely until the International Olympic Committee's stance
Yeah,
shifts or new authoritative ruling emerges. So meanwhile, the World Boxing's policies shape her future competition eligibility. So
yeah,
she is facing both legal battles and moral scrutiny, is expected to continue her defense through court and public messaging. I don't know. We'll see where this goes.
yeah.
I'm very, very
And
curious to see.
and it would be good, like if there's education and information that kind of balances out, the different point of views. But as far as like additional testing, to me, that's just one more test,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Uh,
But I
yeah.
guess it's sort of that gray area is like if you've lived your whole life as a woman,
And have uh, your funk,
yes,
your
reproductive.
body parts as a woman. That would
Yes,
be difficult. I would feel attacked
for sure.
and sidelined or whatever, because it's like, hey, I'm not.
Yes.
I am for everything that I believe. I'm a woman. So
But
yeah,
literally, like, can she have babies? Because that, that if not saying that like everyone can have babies, but I mean, like, if you have
with a
potential,
uterus, if
if
she
you,
has
well, that's
reproductive.
just it. But does she also have testes? I don't know. Anyways, we're not talking about this. I guess we don't want to like go into her privacy here, but that is what's happening right now in the news as huge information. So we'll see what happens come next, I don't know, next Olympics even.
Oh
See
yeah,
what
or the
stance they
next
go.
world championship in
For
boxing.
sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
All right, to Danny's comment here. Diddy is only getting 1 year. He'll be released in a year. They said 10 years, but they lied to us. Within a year, he'll be released. Mark Garagos, his lawyer, was talking about it on TMZ after the verdict.
Mm,
The government lied to us. They don't want us to find out the real truth. What goes on in the federal courts and law behind closed doors? 100%.
yeah, yeah.
They nothing you see on TV or Hollywood or the internet is true. Nothing. It is all. It is all a fabrication to an extent.
When you're at that level,
Mhm.
that much money.
Exactly. So speaking of that much money and Hollywood and facade, we got another Blake Lively update, and I'm excited about this.
I know. I
Now
know
I'm hooked.
you
Now I'm
love it.
hooked. I wasn't following until you started bringing it up, but now I'm hooked. I
Now
need to know
you're
everything.
now you're upset. Well, I don't know if you've heard the latest thing. So
Mm-mm.
so I think last week we talked about
They
there's
dropped
a
it.
law in California that prevents, like
Right.
in the Me Too movement, that so the judge dismissed Justin's countersuit.
Right.
Right, and they're still working on it. He's probably going to revisit it, reformat it, and do it. So that's still in the works. But in the
Mhm.
meantime, um, the trial is set for next March, and
Okay.
now all these subpoenas are happening. Lively has to be deposed by Justin's lawyer, which is going to be fantastic. But what came out yesterday which is here's just it's just crazy, so crazy, Becky. She has subpoenaed 3 podcast influencers who have,
Have been following the story?
have talked about the story
Oh my word.
since her lawsuit. They weren't talking about her or doing anything prior, but started talking about it. So she has subpoenaed Perez Hilton, Candace Owens, and
What?
Andy Signor.
There's no way Candace Owens is going to be on her side.
No, these three are all Team Justin.
I was going to say.
And actually, and they all flipped. So if you go back, when Blake first put her lawsuit out, they all started getting into it, right? Candace only got into it because she thought it was weird that why would somebody like Blake sue Justin? And she was like, is it really? She goes, it just seems weird.
Well,
and then when Justin like 2 weeks later, whatever, or a week later, put up all the receipts to kind of counter that, she got obsessed and went deep dive and read every page of the lawsuit on both sides, both sides, and all the receipts. And so that's what got her upset, because she's just like, it's weird. And she said, at first I thought, I've got to support. It's weird. Sexual harassment, like she should have enough power at her level to have voiced and never be put in that situation. So that was kind of her initial reaction.
Right.
This is weird. And then, so she was kind of on the side of Blake until Justin put up all the receipts. And then she went deep dive, and now she's fully Team Justin and thinks Blake is a complete narcissist.
And so Blake's team thought that they would bring her in to discuss.
So they are like, we want to subpoena you because we feel like you're part of the smear campaign.
Oh, okay. So
that's why they're subpoenaed these three. And Perez Hilton was on the same kind of thing of, when it first came out, he was Team Blake.
Right, of course.
Until, again, receipts, and then just going through, and he's now Team Justin, and same with Andy Signor, same thing. And they all, but it's like the three big influencers, and so Candace was interested. She said, look, if you want, any of my information, like any of my receipts or anything, she goes, it's going to be from the day the lawsuit was filed, because she was like, I wasn't a part of anything. I didn't talk about it pre-lawsuit. So anyway, so yeah, that is
Do you ever listen to Candace Owens' podcast?
So I have enjoyed the podcast around the Justin Lively, and some of her things. She kind of goes off the deep end a little bit of, she is pro Weinstein, which is she's interviewed him. She feels like, yes, he's an immoral man. I think that was her latest, like one of her latest podcasts was, yes, he's immoral. Yes, he's corrupt, but he's really a victim. And we should feel sorry for him.
So, I mean, I guess to us that sounds super weird, but I think I kind of understand where she's coming from. It's the same thing what I was saying with Diddy, is like, they are a victim in a sense, because they're the one being thrown to the wolves when all of them are doing it. They're all pieces of garbage. Don't get me wrong.
Well, yeah, but they're pieces of garbage. But it's also he is a rapist. Like, to me, it's like, Candace, you can't say that you are a right-wing conservative person and then say, you know what? He's a victim. These women should have known better. Or yes, there's other men that do it. Why are we just calling him out or punishing him? It's like, well, because women, hundreds of women came forward and said, I was raped, I was, abused, I was taken advantage of. He's the one that was called out the most. So we
sort of led the charges here.
Right. It's like, Candace, you can't be on, say that you're a Christian right wing. And also, blame him because he's part of the patriarchy, right? Like you can't go
For
that
sure.
way. Where's your
Right.
line? Where's your moral line?
Yeah. I'd like to hear her discuss it more, because I
Well,
was
she does on her. She goes deep dive, and it's
okay, I'll have to
interesting
listen
now.
to it.
She was huge. I know we don't get into politics, whatever, but she was huge pro Trump, and now she's
Right.
like, no,
Yeah.
the man's a wacko. So it's like now I'm questioning it. I enjoy her when she goes into like celebrity um, stuff, but I question of like, where's your line, Candace? Like,
Right. She
you got to
she
find it. Like,
she's not
find your moral
afraid to
compass,
call
girl.
people out for sure. Like there's nobody safe in Hollywood from Candace Owens,
No.
which I like. I know I was listening. My best friend is like a huge Candace Owens fan, listens to her all the time. And I was listening in her car one day, and she was talking about like pro Palestine or whatever,
Yeah.
what views you have. But it just to me is like odd as like a right wing Christian woman to be
Right.
pro Palestine and not pro Israel. And but then my friend explained it to me, and it made sense. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely interested to like hear more about that. But
Right.
yeah, she's gonna absolutely rip Blake
Oh,
Lively
like,
a new one.
yeah, it's
I'm
like,
sure she
why would you
already
even
has.
go there? Like, it's like so silly.
It,
You're going to go after the influencers? Like,
like
come on.
this is what I don't understand. Like Blake is like digging herself a hole,
Right.
and then
I don't.
continues to dig herself a hole.
Right.
Like
It goes, who
I
did we
don't
have?
get it.
Who did we have on last week that was like a coach
Oh, Kyle.
overcoming, over narcissism.
Yes.
And that's what Candace talks about. So you need to go listen to her podcast when she does
Mhm.
talk about the Lively, because she makes a really good case of why that she feels like Blake is a complete narcissist, like completely removed
Yeah.
of
Well,
things. It's yeah,
I would say that there is some degree of narcissism in most of Hollywood. You're
yeah.
used to being the most beautiful.
You're
Um,
told you're surrounded by people that are telling
yes,
you yes,
men.
yes, yes. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not just celebrities. To me, it's anybody that gets to a certain
Anyone with
affluency,
power or
any
look
power and money that
and
gives you
looks.
access.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Now, Danny here is saying that he thinks Justin Baldoni is a creep, like Harvey Weinstein. I've never trusted celebrities in movies.
Uh,
Fair. I've never trusted celebrities either, but tell us why you think Justin Baldoni is a creep. Because
right.
to me, again, I'm an outsider. I was not in this. I don't know anything about anything. To me, I feel like Blake Lively is the creep.
Yeah, yeah.
I think she's just
I
having
don't
a
think
pity
anybody's
party.
perfect, but I think for everything that I've read about and people that have come to talk about him is that his the biggest complaint or critique is that he is toxic positivity, or he's so nice that he gets taken
Mm,
advantage of, that he's not
no
keeping his
boundaries.
guardrail up or his
Right.
boundaries because he doesn't believe that anybody would be like, if I'm nice, the kindness will come back. And that's how he runs a lot of his sets in the studio. And
Mm,
people have worked with them, they're like, yeah. And that's what some of the people that came out were like, oh, he was too nice. We could see it. Like we cringed that she was walking all over him.
right. So
He
I'm
set
gonna
no boundaries. He set no,
right.
it was to the point of toxicity, of kindness, which
Which
is
is crazy because that's not like a downfall. It's like
right.
not a character flaw being a
It shouldn't
kind
be. Right.
person. And
Or to
yet in
create, or to
Hollywood,
have like a nice set where everybody is treated with respect
mhm,
and equality. And
mhm,
yeah, that was all the studio, all the past crew members of not just This Is Us, but anything that he's been a part of. That
mhm.
has been the biggest. What people come out and go, he needs to not
Not be
be.
so nice to everybody.
He needs not to be so nice. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess if anyone who watches has ever worked on any Hollywood sets, like I'm sure most people are miserable there. Like, I just feel like that's what I get from Hollywood is like
Uh,
Hollywood is everyone is miserable,
Oh
unkind,
no.
demanding.
I've got a ton of friends and I've got several family members that are producers. Like one of my cousins is one of the producers and was one of the writers for the original Freaky Friday and now
Oh,
the
nice.
Freakier Friday with
Oh, yeah.
Lindsay. So it's all about leadership and getting the
Mhm,
right, actors to set the tone, but also the
mhm.
showrunners, the director, anybody at that level, it's how they set um the boundaries, kind of like this is going to
Right.
be the set tone. This is how we're going to treat people. And then you do get like the stories of, okay, well, I've got this, the director and the actors that are battling, because
Mhm.
of, well, you need me. And, so, those things happen. TV sets, the same thing. It's like the lead actors, whoever's like on the top of the call sheet sets the tone.
Mhm.
And it used to be, the Nickelodeon sets, the Disney sets, those like
Right.
things are coming out. It was highly toxic, but a lot of it
Mhm.
was, a lot of the men did not protect the women, did not
Right.
protect the children.
Mhm.
Um, and shame on them. Like that,
Yes.
that to me, if you want to be a real man and want to show your masculinity, that should be what you do is you are there to create safety and protection for
Mhm.
everybody, not to take advantage. And I think that's what Harvey Weinstein, yes, everybody does it, but it's like call the people out. And I think that's what's coming out more. What
Mhm.
I think that's what the Me Too movement, it was calling out of the Harvey Weinsteins, calling
Right.
out of the Mark Schwans, calling out of the Dan Schneiders.
Oh, Dan Schneider is an
Right.
absolute
I mean,
piece of
he's the one that
trash.
created all that
The
trash.
Nickelodeon stuff.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Mark Schwann was a lot of the WB and CW
Oh, no way.
sets from, but it was these men who said, I'm going to be a slime. I'm not going to be a man. And I'm going to take advantage and I'm not going to create a safe and protection. I'm going to taking advantage of the vulnerable.
Well,
And,
right.
and
And
I'm
these are
glad it's being called out.
for
So,
sure. These these people of power, and again,
yeah.
same thing with
It's
Diddy too. It's
power,
like
it's
these
money.
these people
Yeah,
have so much power, and people are trying to uh to get somewhere. And so they think, "Oh, if I just play along, I'm gonna have a career."
right.
But it's like they take advantage of it. You and I talked about Tyler Perry a couple of weeks ago, how
Yeah,
that guy from his set is coming out saying he was, like kind of a newish actor or like a not as known actor, and Tyler Perry was taking advantage of him, and he thought it was going to be good for his career. Or said, "If you want to be anywhere in your career, you have to do this with me."
right,
It's like that's pretty messed up, honestly.
right.
At that point, I'd be like, "I'm good.
That's
I'll
right.
just
I'll
I'll
go.
just go have a
I don't.
different career,
I don't need
maybe."
a. I don't need to do a casting couch. It's Charlize
Yeah.
Theron was on a podcast recently. She's talked about being invited to do like an audition, and it was at a hotel room at night or something. And she said, she was young. She was like 26, 20, and she had just was an early arriver in Hollywood.
Mhm,
And she was like, in her gut, she knew it was wrong. It's like,
mhm.
there's just something not right. She goes, but you're kind of told, well, this is the way it is. This is normal.
Right.
But, our intuition, our bodies tell us, we have the physical reaction
Well, yeah.
of when you're put in those situations. And sometimes we're not mature enough to read those signs. But she said she ended up getting there and doing that, and it kind of progressed of, well, let's go over here, or well, for me to really, you need to take off your clothes off. And she said that she ended up leaving, and she was very grateful that she did get to leave unscathed
Well,
because her
yeah.
body was
Not a
like
lot of people
reacting
do.
to. But she was
Mhm.
like, I was so mad. She talks about how mad at herself she was, more so than she was at the guy. She was like, yeah, the guy was a creep, but that was the way Hollywood has been built. Was that?
Yeah.
But it was more of, she was like, I knew better. She was like, my
Right.
body was telling me, don't do it. Don't go up there. This is wrong. This is, um, and now that we're like I said, the Me Too movement was what, 2017, 2018.
Mhm.
So I think it's now becoming women are feeling more empowered
Right.
to not get into those situations, and calling out men to go, you're not like, I tell myself that's what men should be, is
Mhm.
they should be the ones to protect, not take advantage. No matter where you are in power, no matter what
Mhm.
access you have of, um, be a true leader,
Mhm.
not a sheep, uh,
Right.
not a creep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
I think we need to vocalize that even more.
Mhm. For
Um,
sure. I think the Me Too movement, I definitely think that there was a lot of success from it or positives. I also think there was a lot of people who took advantage
oh,
of
yeah,
that. Like, "Oh,
I
that
think,
guy asked me out and I didn't consent to it." And then like their whole careers are gone. Or like, "Hey, I was fooling around with this guy and then I decided he was wrong for something that I wasn't proud of doing." Like, I don't know, I think a lot of women took advantage of that,
oh,
and
yeah.
it really hurt a lot of people. But yeah,
Oh,
certainly
I
those
agree.
people's,
Yeah,
like the Kevin Spaceys and the Bill Cosbys and the Harvey Weinsteins, like, they all deserved to go down, for
right.
sure.
The Dan Snyders, I mean, Mark Schwann's, a lot of that came out. And I
That's
think there was, and I think it's also it has to be a two-way street. You can't,
Mhm,
um, I will call it, lay down on the couch and
mhm.
participate in a consensual, whether you feel like, well, because you got the role or you
Yeah.
got that, like, you shouldn't, you should be quiet. You shouldn't be signing these affidavits or like telling your story, because to me it's the women that fought back, it's the women like Charlie's
Mhm.
that left the room,
Right.
or the folks that that truly said no, tried to fight back and were forcibly raped, where they were,
Mhm.
they were abused, there was nobody, or underage,
Yeah. Yeah, the
again,
underage is, like, absolutely not acceptable.
you got taken advantage of.
I'm trying to I often will play devil's advocate,
Right,
I try to look at it from, like, the psychological standpoint, like, the actual science behind it. You have a celebrity, let's say you have a celebrity man, he's used to, again, all those yes men, the power, the money, nobody says no to him, including women. If you're a
right,
woman who's trying to have sex with him, you're not gonna say no, you're gonna do it, and so it's like, I feel like there's that blindness there where if a woman does say no, they probably don't even hear it because they're completely conditioned to hearing yes all the time.
right.
So I think a lot of these situations probably went that way. Again, there's no excuse for it.
Or the Cosby way of, let me just put a little roofie in your drink,
Right. The
so
Hugh Hefner
you
way.
can't say anything.
Let's quaalude everyone at the Hef party. Yes, 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 yes. No, I think these people in
Oh,
power
you're
should
gonna say no?
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make you fall asleep.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who wants to have sex with someone asleep anyway? Ew.
Right, right.
Anyways, what does Danny say here? We are important than the celebrities out there. I mean, I just think everyone is a human. We all deserve love and kindness and respect. And I don't think anyone is better than anybody because they're on TV or
Yeah.
they act
But
or
if
have
you do
money.
wrong, if you're not there as a man of power,
Hmm.
you are there to lead.
Hmm.
Your job is not to then take advantage of those.
Exactly.
Oh, we're
Vulnerable
gonna,
who don't
I'm
know any
vulnerable.
better.
And even if you're not the guy doing it, but you
Hmm.
also see it
Hmm.
from somebody else,
For sure.
you
We,
know, um, step up and rein in your buddy circles. Yeah, like,
yeah,
rein
exactly.
those people in.
Totally.
Um, yeah,
It could like it's any of these things. Like if you're in Hollywood or you're anywhere, it doesn't even have to be Hollywood, and
yeah.
your friend is up
You're in
to
an
something.
office
If your
environment.
friend is up to something, it's up to you to say something, even if it's your friend,
Right.
right? Well, we could go on about this
I
forever.
know.
I definitely think we should do a Dan Schneider show one day, although
Oh,
it's so like gross and doom and gloom.
yeah.
But why don't I transition into some happier
Oh,
news here?
please.
Just
Because
something a little
you
kind.
have a kindness update, don't you?
Yeah, I do. So this title is Kindness Citations. So this story just came out like a week ago. So it says, like, in a refreshing twist on traditional policing, officers across the USA are ramping up citations, but they aren't for like speeding or things that they're doing wrong. It's for kindness. Kindness citations.
I
So
love it.
through a nonprofit group called Kindness 911, law enforcement officers are recognizing everyday heroes with kindness citations, celebrating selfless acts instead of punishing bad behavior. Yeah, like if you are always calling, like just take parenting. If you're calling out that bad behavior constantly, all your kids are ever going to hear is how bad they are. If you start praising the good, they're going to start striving for more goodness. So, Kindness 911 is a nonprofit support organization that helps law enforcement and fire agencies connect more deeply with the communities that they are serving in. Their mission is to spotlight individuals and groups making a genuine and positive impact and to do it in a way that spreads even more good. I love this. I love the sound of this. So, this is how it works. If an officer spots something or someone doing anything kind, whether it's, helping a stranger or like going out of their way to just like brighten someone's day, they may issue a kindness citation.
Hmm.
The recipient can then go online, enter their citation number, and share their story. Kindness 911 then features their act of kindness on social media and donates to a charity in their honor. Love that. One of the examples of this comes from Oregon, where Gregory responded to a unique call. An injured squirrel was stunned in the middle of the road. Unable to leave her district to transport the animal to the wildlife hospital, she was approached by a lady named Susan and her son named Sam, who were out walking a dog nearby. So without hesitation, the Susan and Sam offered to drive the squirrel more than 30 minutes to a rescue center. Their selfless compassion earned them a kindness citation in Oregon and
Oh,
a heartfelt thank you from the deputy. And so she said, it was wonderful to see the softer side of the police force. It made me want to spread more kindness. So I love that. I mean, most people would be like, well, it's roadkill. Like, just leave it. But no, 30 minutes out of their way. Another one includes, excuse me, a grocery store worker who paid for strangers' food out of pocket, a custodian who lovingly cared for the office's neglected plants on her own time. That one seems like a stretch, but anyway. A Dutch Brothers coffee employee who went out of his way to greet every customer, human and animal customers alike, with joy and compassion. So, from coffee shop employees to hotel greeters, people across the country and beyond are being celebrated for just making the world a little bit better. I like that. Honestly, you're conditioning these people. It's like, did you ever watch Big Bang Theory?
yes.
Remember where Sheldon's trying to get Penny to bring her voice down a little bit so it wasn't so shrill? So every time he'd talk like this, and then she would sort of mimic it, and then he would give her a chocolate. So eventually, he's conditioned her. So I feel like in a way, this is Pavlov's dog. Like you're giving people these, citations. It makes you feel good inside. You want to do more of it, right? Like that Susan and Sam said that they want to do better. I mean, all they did was help a squirrel, but they want to make the world a little bit better. So a different officer says we put on the uniform, and some people think that we become different. And this officer is called Ed Richardson of the Spokane Police Force, who, excuse me, the Spokane Police are a part of this Kindness 911 program.
I love
Says
it.
he goes, I always say I don't let the uniform change me. I'm still going to be the same person who shows compassion. So this is nice in like a time where all your headlines are filled with conflict. Kindness 911 is a powerful reminder that acts of goodness are everywhere and they come with a citation number. So a lovely, happy story, not so doom and gloom.
Uh, do they have so that's in Oregon? Do they have stuff like
Oh,
that in Canada? Do you like little?
like everyone's just always nice in Canada.
I know you guys
No,
are.
that's not true. Canadians are dicks. We're just not as overtly open about it. We'll talk bad about anybody behind their backs, but um Yeah, no, not that I've heard of. So, I mean, it sounds like Oregon and Washington are doing it. I don't know if it's anywhere
You
else.
just spread that. Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know. I wonder if I Google it quickly if
Maybe I need to, plant the seed for South Carolina.
right. Well, so the South is very interesting, and maybe it's changed. Obviously you grew up there. I'm just an outside perspective, but when I went there, every time I go there, I find that it's so divided. It is not a blend of people, it is a division of people.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, obviously that stems from its origins,
Right.
but it's like crazy in the 2000s that it still is like this.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just wonder down there if there would be some good that comes from that,
Yes, I agree.
you know? I don't know. So I'm on the Kindness 911 website. It's literally just kindness911.org. Um, and you can read about the stories on here. You can volunteer. They've got 2019 stories up to 2024 stories on here. Um, you've been cited, nominate a hero, shop. So it's cool. It's got like an American flag inside of a badge with like a blue and red on there. So it's just nice. It's like united. Love
Maybe
it.
we need to do that just as like uh, individuals. Just give out
Really?
kindness citations of
Mhm. Or just like
little kindness awards.
go out of your way to like compliment somebody.
Yeah.
Like how many times if you've ever been out and like a woman comes up to you and goes, "I love your dress. I love
Right.
your nails. Your
Makes
makeup
you
looks
feel
so
so
good."
good.
You're just like, "Oh my gosh." Right?
I try to teach my kids the thank you plus one. So if you're anywhere, hey, thank you, and then you give a compliment like, oh, thank you, I like your dress, or thank you, oh, you have lovely eyes.
Yeah.
But you train the brain to go. It's not just about saying thank you, but then what's the plus one? Like give a compliment.
Mhm.
Um,
Right.
yeah.
Interesting. And women are so notorious for being like not taking that compliment. Like someone will compliment you and then you like tell them why they're wrong. You know, they're like, "Oh,
We need to
you're,"
do better. We need to
they're like,
accept compliments.
yeah, like, "Oh, I love your hair today." "Oh, it's
Oh,
greasy."
stop.
Like, no.
Ah.
Hey, thank you. But it's always this, "I love your dress." "Thanks, it has pockets." Every time. Every girl loves a
Or
pocketed dress.
oh, thank you. I got it at a discount.
Yeah, it only cost me $5. Like,
I
I know,
got
I
this
don't know
10
why we
years
do it.
ago for $5.
Yeah, why do we do that? Just accept the compliment. I'm trying, I've been working on that, just,
That's a good
"Thank
one. We need to
thank you."
recognize that. Just thank you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it was a
Thank you.
hand-me-down, a vintage, brand new designer, you look good in it. Take the
Right.
compliment. Shut up and take the compliment. I know. We're bad at this. But anyways, kindness citations, try this today. Just go be kind to somebody. Just recognize them for doing something
Uh,
kind. Go out of your way for somebody. So, yeah. Anyways, I see Danny wants us to read this comment. I don't Danny, we're on a nice topic right now. I don't want to keep doom and glooming it, but I'll read it and then we're on this topic.
somebody was like, I don't know. They might not let you back in the U.S.
Yeah, right. Federal agents, ICE got caught last night using restrooms at a kid's school, surveillance cameras, sick perverts. Yeah, that's gross, but we're talking about nice stuff, Danny. Anyway, we got about 10 minutes left in our show.
Oh, yeah.
Your last topic, we are on
Speaking of nice.
restaurant reviews.
Okay. All right.
Chopped or give it another
Now,
try?
now I feel bad that I'm going to. What
Should
do
we
you
have ended on the good topic? Dang it.
maybe? I don't know. This might be a good one.
Okay.
Your advice.
Okay.
So last night, it was a friend of ours' birthday,
Mhm.
celebrating a girls' night out. We wanted to try, there's a new restaurant that opened up this year by a chef that was on, he won the 2025 Chop Champion chef on,
Oh.
the food
Yes, I love Chopped, one of my favorite shows.
Chopped. So he's Chef Michael, from New Orleans, but he
Mhm.
moved to South Carolina. He's now he's the South Carolina chef ambassador.
Mhm.
Fantastic chef. And so we've been dying to try this restaurant that he has opened in this country club that's in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
It was like an hour away that we Ubered or whatever, lifted there because we were like, we're going to have some drinks, you know. So we get there and it was just, you know, I don't know. I have mixed,
okay.
I have mixed feelings because it was,
no.
you know, it's like you go in and you have all these like, you know, you see the pictures on Instagram, beautiful food, the ambiance looks fantastic. You get in there and it just looks like it's a restaurant that was just an old like country club kind of dining hall that really hasn't been converted to a nice restaurant. You know, this could have been like a Burger Chef, you know, a year ago, kind of a kind of ambiance. But it was all right. I was like, okay, it's all right. Like, we're here for the food. We're here for the food.
Right. Yes. Okay.
And then we find like, oh, can we meet, you know, Chef Michael? They're like, no, he's in New Orleans doing
he's not even there cooking.
He's not even there. He's doing an event, catering event, whatever but they're like, Chef Amy, you know, his sous chef, she's kind of in the kitchen. We're like, okay. So we ordered, and it was just so comical, Becky, of like, I don't know, the hostess that sat us, she was this young girl, and I was like, oh, how are the cocktails, whatever, and she's like leaning over and like petting my shoulders and like telling me what drinks, like, but they were all like fruity. I'm a martini. I'm like a gin martini, dirty,
dry,
cheese olives, like, you know. And she's like,
without a side of massage. Thanks. I want a dry, no massage martini.
And she's like, oh, you need to do like the rum fruity drinks, you know. This is
okay. Just
and I was like, no, I'm not into that. I was like, do you guys have blue cheese olives? Ooh, why would you want that? And all of us, like our group of girls, were all gin or vodka martinis, you know. And we're like, oh, she was like, oh no, we won't have that. So we're like, oh no. So that was kind of and then, you know, the waiter comes over and you know, he's like, of course we have blue cheese martinis. Let me get you that. We're like, we'll put in some, you know, like a bread service for the table. We'll do some, you know, pimento cheese because, you know, of course we're in the South. Yeah, it was like a unique twist on pimento cheese, like all that. Like, let's just get this started. It's this birthday. We're here to celebrate. And we're waiting. It's like 30 minutes later. We're like, he come back over and goes, are you guys ready to order like your dinner? And we're like, well, we haven't even gotten our drinks. Or
30 minutes to get your drink
or the appetite. Like and he kind of looked at us. He was like, ooh. And we said, well, we did order them with you, right? Like, or did we put them with the waitress or the hostess that was like leaning over me? And he was like, I'm pretty sure you gave me those.
Oh my word.
So anyway, fast forward, the drinks come out, they're great. The food, you know, the starters come out, and it's like this beautiful, beautiful pat of butter. It was like a blue, it was like a pea flower, wildflower with honey, like was shaped like as in a golf ball, but it was this beautiful little pat of butter and some baguettes that were very toasted. And we're like, okay, great. And it's ice rock cold. Like you couldn't even
what?
So I'm like, can we get like a hot glass or something that I can put over this to like warm it?
Yeah, heat it up. Right.
We're trying to put the bread over the butter, just even be able to taste it. So it was just an interesting, like the presentation, all of that. And then I got a dish that was in the large plates section, and it's something I'd never had before. I won't order it again.
Oh no.
But it was like a duck breast, what do you call it? Like thinly, it was supposed to be like a thinly sliced, you know, thing, but it was It was, and he goes, you might want to order salad. It's not, you probably want something else. And
It's
I
probably
said,
like
well,
3 little
it
slices
was
of
it was six teeny tiny little slivers of
mhm.
slice. But anyway, so yeah, it was. We were just, and they were very comical, and we were calling them like, yeah, this should be in the large plate section. But things that I loved
Oh,
about it,
yeah.
it was finally when we did get to taste the butter, it was
Okay.
delicious. The food was delicious. It just was in weird portions. The in the service was not,
Yeah, that's weird.
it was just young. These kids
Yeah.
they were people that were young. We wanted to love it so bad. The desserts were fantastic. And yeah, have you ever been to one of the, like, you want to like it so bad, but it's just like it was presentation, young staff that really doesn't know the menu.
Well,
One of the
yeah.
things that we were laughing about is like our Caesar salad, which by the way, the best Caesar salad. It said like excessive parm was the description.
Okay.
Other places it was like a ton of parm. Other places was like significant parm. So we were
Mm.
giggling at it and we said, "Hey, what's the difference?" Like,
Right,
you know.
yeah.
And he goes, "What the hell?" He goes, "What are you guys talking about?" We're like, "On your menu, you have dishes that are described with excessive parm." And he goes, "Really? Oh snap!"
Oh my
He's like,
god.
"Oh snap! Where?" So
This
we're
is
reading in the
bizarre.
description. So yeah, and then I was like, "Oh, do you guys have?" At the end, I was like, "Do you guys have like an espresso machine
Right.
or?" And it goes, "Ooh, like, what do you mean?" He's like, "So you like want something in a tiny cup?"
Is this guy like 15?
He's just like, "Oh."
Like a hostess at an IHOP?
Right.
What is this?
And I said, like a cappuccino, do you guys have like an espresso machine? And he said, well, he goes, or I can get you something. He goes, he goes, yeah, espresso. And I said, or a cappuccino, whatever. And
Right, yeah.
he was like, yeah, we've got that, in the little press. And I said, oh, you mean like
The
you
French
guys have
press?
French press? That's like a drip, right? And he goes,
Yeah.
well, whatever. I'll bring you the
Oh,
press.
whatever. Okay. Listen, coffee people are coffee people, okay? You can't offer them something different than what they've asked for.
So I was just cracking up. So that's like, and of course we have to take our lift home where it's an hour drive, whatever. But we were just giggling the whole way back to go.
It
Should we
sounds
go back?
awful.
Should we go back? Should we go back and try? Should we call out? Should we reach out to Chef Michael and go, we
No.
think there's so much potential, but we
Right.
need to train your people on your menu and just
Hmm.
like presentation and because it's not inexpensive, and it was the presentation was like a chopped
Right.
presentation, but
But without the
sometimes
execution.
the food was on like on a teeny tiny plate that should have been on a board that we knew they
Right.
had. So it's like the
Mm.
people, whoever was running the kitchen, wasn't sure how to bring it out right.
Well, exactly. Where was, like, the expo people, like, making sure that everything came out perfectly?
And not rock hard and frozen, you know.
Where was this restaurant? Greenville?
It was in Greer. It was a Greer Country Club.
Greer Country Club. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm in downtown Greenville, but it was like an
Right.
hour. It's an hour drive because it's in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
it was a destination, right?
right. I
Yeah.
think it like, was it a brand new launch? Like, this it
No,
just opened?
it's been uh not brand new. It's been since spring, since earlier this year. So
Okay,
they
so
should have
they've
had all the kinks
I
out.
was gonna say that it's not like it's their first night,
No,
opening week, but
And I
hiccups.
went to
No.
another restaurant that had just opened up 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Like on point, fantastic.
Mhm.
The drinks were fantastic. It's called Stir, and they had a fantastic martini. Great food. I'll go back. Like so, their kinks were out in 2 weeks. This has been open for several months.
Mm, yeah, I don't know. I think I wouldn't give it another shot.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like
that
there's other places,
there's other
that would
places
take our money.
and the fact that it's not a cheap restaurant
It's
either.
not a cheap restaurant, and it's not near anything.
And,
Like
like,
you
someone
have to make
touched
a
you.
plan to get there.
The massage alone, I'd be
The
like, no,
massage
yeah,
alone, I was just like, what is the ladies across they were like, what is happening? And I was like, one of the ladies after she left, she was like, damn, I should have videotaped that. That was the
literally.
weirdest thing.
I just can't imagine in today's day and age, management being like, you know what? Touch the clients or the
Right.
customers. They'll
We
love that.
were, have you ever seen the movie? It's just one of my favorite movies. It's going to date me, but it's Euro Trip.
Yes.
The,
Yes. Michelle
the
Trachtenberg. And
train scene where he comes in, he's like
yes,
massaging.
that was what it was
That's
like.
what was.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I used to work at this restaurant called Moxie's here in Canada. It's like, I don't know, I'd say it's like higher end than Applebee's, but like not by much,
Right.
by any means. And I remember once I brought out soup to a guy and I threw just like a hint of sour cream in the bowl or creme fraiche or something just to like make it look fancier. And I remember management was just like, you can't do that. It's spec. You can't go. Like they just like freaked out. And this is like an Applebee's. So I can't even imagine this like high end, expensive, fancy restaurant where they're just like, here, serve them frozen butter and touch the people. Great idea. I don't know. I wouldn't give it another chance.
I
I
mean,
don't
they're
think.
sure we have espresso and cappuccino,
Oh my God, that is wild to me.
but you want the press.
You know what? Get me some Folgers instant. I'll just mix it with hot water. We're good. Yeah, no, I wouldn't go back there. I
Yeah.
think
If you
I'd
follow me
say
on
chopped.
Instagram or whatever, I
I don't know
did
if I
post our
do.
pictures of our Ladies' Day, so
Oh my
you
gosh, I
can.
gotta do this right now. Yeah, no,
I did.
I
I
wouldn't.
don't even know if I posted any pictures of our food, but maybe the dessert. But yeah, it was. I should have taken a picture of my really sad
Right.
dish, but I forgot. It
Totally.
was. We were laughing too hard at the oddity of it.
Yes, it sounds like it. I
Yeah.
also would. I mean, it makes for like a great story and a good time for sure. But like, I wouldn't. There's other amazing restaurants. I mean, you're in the
Yeah.
South. Food is so good down there. Like,
Right.
there's.
There.
I wouldn't. Chopped. You've been chopped.
That's right. That's what it's like, chopped, or do I give another try?
No,
I think it's
chopped.
chopped.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Boo. I love it. I should do a thing like this. Next time you and I have a show together, I should go to a fancy restaurant here, let you know my experience as well. I
Yeah.
like this. Chopped or give another try. Ron, keep this graphic in your files here,
Right.
and we'll do this one again.
We'll have to do another. I
I
know.
like it.
We'll have to go do a taste test of things. Like I love doing I do these like sober curious things.
Totally. I need to come
I
down.
do some. You need to come down, visit your friend, and don't really visit your family. Just hang out with me the whole time.
Be like, sorry, I only have 1 day in Easley, 1 day in Simpsonville, 4 days in Greenville.
That's right. That's right.
Actually, I did party once in Greenville last time I was there. I just
Where'd
like
you go?
I can't remember. My cousin told me the other day. It was like super cute. It was on a rooftop. There was like a lot of like greenery up there. It was beautiful.
Oh, you went to Juniper.
Yes.
Yes.
That's where I went. It was
That is
gorgeous.
yeah, because they change out the themes each season.
I love that.
The winter is gorgeous.
I bet.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
Amazing. I also went to this like music trivia place and it was so much fun. And I don't
Yes.
know. There was
You
a
need
lot
to
of
tell me about
drinking.
that because I would love to do that.
Oh, I'll message my uncle and ask. He
Yeah.
took us there and it was such a great time. So yeah, I need to come back. Look, I'm going to Phoenix in the fall. Instead of flying back home, which is like up, maybe I'll just fly to the east and then
Right.
go back home. Not,
Yeah.
it's a little out of my way, but
That's like
I'm
way
sure
out of your way.
I don't know, is then there like a Spirit Airlines that'll cost me $12 to fly
Yeah,
there? So like
probably. Yeah, I'm flying out of Spirit to go up to Indiana later this
see,
month.
exactly. I've flown Spirit a few times from San Diego to Vegas when
Yeah.
I left Tijuana,
We love
and it
it.
was fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was who cares? Is there a doctor on board? No, absolutely not. This costs $12. But like,
Do you need a beverage for an hour and a half flight? No.
no, I don't.
No.
Absolutely not. I'll buy it at the newsstand before I get on the flight.
Oh, Haven. You've been to Greenville too. Where'd you go?
That's Ron.
Oh, that's right.
He's on his YouTube account. Yes, he has been
Hi,
to
Ron.
Greenville.
Haven.
Both of you need to go to Rhode Island and my
We do need to go to
Massachusetts
Rhode
high-end
Island.
restaurants. Literally, we need a going on daily road trip.
We do.
Collect Kenny.
Not Euro
Collect
trip.
Ira.
It's the RI road trip.
I'm down for anywhere.
RIRT.
And maybe you guys come to Canada sometime. Maybe.
I love that.
We'll go to wherever this is behind me. I don't think this is Canadian, but we're going. All right. Well, I guess we are long past our deadline here. That's okay. Time flies when you're having fun. So thanks everyone for being here today. Join us. What day is it? Thursday. Join us Saturday for Ira and Lana. And then on Sundays, we are back with Kenny and Ron. So we will be back then. And then you and I will be back. You'll be back on Thursday. I'll be back. I don't know. Some point. Just whenever they tell me.
Whenever they tell us.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a good 4th, everybody.
Bye, everybody.